Juju music was perhaps at its pinnacle in the 1970s into the 80s due to the exploits of people like King Sunny Ade, Ebenezer Obey, and the rest. Now, it is interesting that this music that started at the Ologbo quarters of Lagos will be exported all over the world. Thank you again for joining me in my music space. And of course, this is the third installment in the 3-part series on the evolution of Juju music. Now, in case you missed the first 2 episodes, a link will pop up around here. Click it, it will take you to part 2. And of course, check out part 1. Now, if you like this content, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell so that you can get notifications as new videos drop. Now, by the late 1970s, Juju music was already a force to be reckoned with in the Nigerian music scene. In the year 1977, 2 young guys who had been prominent in the band of General Prince Adekunle came together to form a band. They called this band Sir Shina Adewale and his Superstar International Band. A collaboration between Sir Shina Peters and Segun Adewale. This band released up to 9 albums between the year 1977 and 1980 when they split and individually went solo. Segun Adewale was born into a royal family in Osogbo, present-day Osun State, Nigeria. After dropping out of year 4 at the University of Ife, now Obafemi Awolowo University, he crossed paths with SL Atolagbe, a Juju artist, and later with IK Dairo. He was an integral part of General Prince Adekunle's band alongside Sir Shina Peters and Dayo Kujore. After the disbandment of the band, they started with Sir Shina Peters in 1980. He went on to adapt his style by blending funk, reggae, jazz, and Afrobeat, and then coined a style that he will refer to as Yo-Pop Juju. Maintaining the name Segun Adewale and his international superstars, he enjoyed a lot of success in the 1980s until another style and brand of Juju came to eclipse his Yo-Pop Juju. The album Glory, released in 1986, and the critically acclaimed Cash and Carry, released in 1990, perhaps cemented his place as a Juju great. Now, I mentioned earlier that Yo-Pop Juju was eclipsed by another Juju brand, and this Juju brand that eclipsed it was named Afro Juju. Now, Afro Juju is a blend of Juju music with fast-moving drums and percussions from disco and Fuji music. This new style was introduced in an album produced by legendary drummer and producer Laolu Ekins. The album was titled Ace by Sir Shina Peters. Born Oluwashina Akoni Peters, Sir Shina Peters' career started at a very early age. His first group, Oluwashina and the 10 Fantastic Brothers, was formed at the age of 9. He taught himself the keyboard and was with Ebenezer Obey for a while, trying to learn the guitar until he left and joined the band of General Prince Adekunle, and this is where he really flourished. In the band, he played the guitar and was referred to as Shina Adekunle, the son of Prince Adekunle, a gimmick that helped to sell the band. He will sometimes step out as lead singer of the band, and this really helped his popularity. Now, as earlier mentioned, on leaving General Prince Adekunle, he formed the band with Segun Adewale in 1977 and will go on to form his own band in 1980 after the group split. The band Sir Shina Peters and his international stars released several albums between 1980 and 1986, and he enjoyed little success. But with the release of the 1989 monster album, Ace, under the CBS record, a superstar emerged. The album went double platinum. Everybody was dancing to this new Juju style. Several hit albums followed, amongst of which is one of my favorites, Shinomania, released in 1990.
Action! Afro Juju Shina Peters Sigbati Walode. Afro Juju Shina Peters Sigbati Walode. Tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ rí ẹ ti jọ ríṣiríṣi. Sùn ẹgbẹ́ yìí jọ rìn dìrìndì ẹ mú kó lára. Jíjọ Shina ṣàgbàdéwé ìlú Shina rẹ̀ kí ló ṣe lára ọ̀dọ́.
1991's release of Dancing Time, and of course Experience, released in 1992, amongst several others. Now, Juju music went from being heavily mid-tempo to becoming very fast-paced, relying less on guitar assemblage and more on heavy percussions, fast drums, and synths. Also around this time came another alumni of Prince Adekunle's band, a gentleman by the name of Dayo Kujore. Wonder Boy, like he was called, started playing the guitar at a very early age. He moved to Lagos after completing primary and high school, and would later join General Prince Adekunle's band. He played lead guitar on some of the band's most successful songs. He initiated his own brand of Juju music that he christened Soko, and in 1991, Wonder Dayo Kujore and his Unity brothers went on to release an album on the EMI imprint. EMI later metamorphosized into Ivory Music, and the album was titled Super Jet. This was followed by another album titled Soko Extra, and of course Super Jet was a huge album when it came out in that year. Soko relied on heavy percussions driven by the umele and bata drums. Also around this time in the early 90s, another young man came up with his own brand of Juju music that he christened Funky Juju.
Funky Juju, Juju. Funky Juju, Juju. Kokala kowe, kokara oko. Sisi baisi, ejijowa. Ọmọléwé o, ẹrajowa. Àwàdé o, ẹbẹ̀rẹ̀ tẹ́wọ̀ gbàjọ.
Dele Taiwo, son of a cleric, formed his first band, The Young Shall Grow, around the time he was writing his final high school exams. He released an album that shook the Juju scene at that time. Now, this band that was later known as Gentleman Dele Taiwo and his Funky Juju band leaned heavily on the fast-paced Juju music that was made popular by Sashino Peters. He sang fast-paced lyrics on very fast grooves. Now, I remember very clearly when the videos for his first album dropped. He was epic. Also, another artist worthy of mention in that era was the artist that was popularly referred to as Sonny Ibadan, and that is Michael Adé. Born as Michael Adedayo Omisade in Ikere-Ekiti, southwestern Nigeria, Michael Adé apprenticed in Jose Ayanride's band after leaving modern schools in the early 1970s in Ikere-Ekiti. He formed his own band in 1977 and released his first album in 1978. So when you see Michael Adé on stage, he dresses like King Sunny Adé, and he also fashioned his stage performance after him. He released several albums under the brand name Michael Adé and the African Star Organization. Although he enjoyed little success with his album releases, his big break came in 1991 with the release of Oju Ogunlaye. Now, the album relied heavily on electric drums and guitar riffs borrowed from 80s funk. Now, at this point, I would like to make some honorable mentions. Now, around that time in the early 1990s, another Juju artist made wave, and it went by the name of Fabulous Olufajemirokun. I remember him releasing two albums. One of them was Sholo Mori, and the other was Samba. Honorable mention for me will be another Juju artist, a female by the name of Queen Ayo Balogun. Now, Queen Ayo Balogun is a throwback to the Owambe styling of Tunde Nightingale. Thank you for taking this 3-part journey with us on the evolution of Juju music. Now, please leave a comment on things you felt we left out, or things you feel we can add, or things you feel we should talk about in the future. Like I said, we are here to learn and unlearn. If you like this content, please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, share the word. Thank you for joining me in my music space. Please keep being true to music. And like I said, music is life. Peace.